That's got to really start from the leadership. You can't really get to the base of the pyramid and believe that everything is going to happen automatically. It starts with a very clear vision by the leaders to say, this is what we will do. So it starts with a vision. The vision translates into a certain strategy, and the strategy is then aligned with culture, or rather culture and strategy go together. So if you're looking at a learning culture, it's got to be learning as part of strategy and part of the vision. How do you then get this through the organization? First, leaders talk the talk, walk the talk. They have to do that. You cannot have a leader who says, I'm not going to invest in learning myself. So leaders will have to lead from the front. Two, you got to create a certain infrastructure around it. When I talk about infrastructure, I'm not talking about training rooms anymore. You got to have technology platforms, and you got to invite people to get into those kinds of platforms. Three, we've got to allow our people, and we've got to direct and make clear expectations of them. Many times what we do is we don't spell out what we expect. What we expect from our people, if it's very clearly articulated, I expect you to be doing about 40 hours of training or 80 hours of training a year. And I would like you to determine for yourself what you would like to do and how would you want this to be delivered. So we're dealing with millennials. 85% of population anywhere in any organization, they're all the millennials. So the millennials are not going to sit through all kinds of training classes. So they're going to be doing it at their own time and their own pace. How do you make sure that you listen to the voice of the millennials? The fifth point would be all around beyond the infrastructure, beyond what you give us clear instructions. You got to have a certain framework. And the framework should say, at the level of people at the start of career, we would expect you to do this training. And then you build it up. There is a prep, there is a stride, there is a lead, and that's how you move ahead. And there's got to be a clear infrastructure around it. The last is, if you have to build a culture and sustain a culture, there's got to be a recognition of some sort. So recognize people who are investing a lot in learning, and of course recognize ways and means of building communities of practices of people who are learning from each other, and then tap into those, because that pool is one of the most vital pool in an organization. So if you look at all of whatever that has been said, you're talking about tilling the land, you're talking about making sure that you have the right fertilizer, and making sure that there is somebody who is watchful about it and see the seeds grow into plants and trees.